Unlike a traditional wireless router that broadcasts a single Wi-Fi signal to your tablet, laptop, or smart home devices, a Mesh Wi-Fi router system leverages multiple hardware access points located around your home to ensure complete Wi-Fi coverage. More extensive coverage means fewer Wi-Fi dead spots. To find the best mesh router system for your home network, we researched and tested the leading products on the market, and discovered the Nest Wi-Fi is the best mesh Wi-Fi system for your home because it is fast, flexible, and easy to set up in a 2-story home. The mesh routers also have a hidden trick up their sleeve. They work as Google Assistant speakers, so they can play music or control your house by voice. Number 1. Google Nest Mesh System. The Google Nest Wi-Fi system is simple to set up, fast, and easy to use. Although it isn't quite as fast as the Wi-Fi 6 Linksys VeloX, it is fast enough for most users, covering our test house in speedy Wi-Fi with internet download speeds of just over 400 megabits per second at 5 feet from the router down to 100 megabits per second at about 75 feet away. At all distances, we found that the connection was stable enough to view 4K YouTube streaming video without glitches. The system is a breeze to install as it is done through the Google Home app, which comes pre-installed on Android devices. iPhone or iPad users will need to install the app from the App Store. Android users will need to download the app from the Google Play Store. This fairly inexpensive kit comes with one Wi-Fi router and one mesh point, but extra mesh points can be purchased, and you can install a maximum of 5. The router and mesh points both share the same clean, white design and are about the size of a roll of toilet paper. Number 2. TP-Link Deco M9 Plus V1. As the name suggests, the TP-Link Deco M9 is designed to fit in with, well, your Deco rations. The two devices look rather like ceiling-mounted smoke detectors. However, most smoke detectors allow you to hide any cables behind them, while the Deco M9 leaves them poking out of the top in an ugly mess. That's a pity because the design of the Deco M9 is an otherwise attractive router. As it is, you can see the power and network cables plugged into the side of the device. Setup and administration of the Deco M9 devices is done through the TP-Link Deco app, available for iOS and Android devices. It is pretty simple to use, taking you step by step through the process of installing and testing the mesh network. We found the Deco M9 mesh network to be pretty fast and capable of covering our entire test area. It isn't as fast as mesh systems that support the more recent Wi-Fi 6 standard, but we did find that we got speeds of up to 319 megabits per second about 5 feet from the router, and up to 83 megabits per second in more distant spots in the yard and second floor of our test space. The Deco M9 also fancies itself as a smart home hub, as it includes a Zigbee radio that can talk to devices like smart locks and sensors. Number 3. Netgear Orbi Wi-Fi 6 System, RBK852, AX6000. The most expensive mesh router setup we looked at, by far, was the Netgear Orbi RBK852. It's composed of one router and one satellite device, each of which supports tri-band Wi-Fi and 4 gigabit Ethernet ports. The router device also includes a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, so it will work with multi-gigabit internet connections, as well as 4 gigabit Ethernet ports. We tested it with a gigabit connection from Verizon Fi OS and found it capable of achieving a top download speed of 436 megabits per second close to the router and a very impressive 170 megabits per second from a distance of 75 feet away. That is significantly faster than the other mesh router systems, especially at a distance. While it's super fast and has excellent range, it's unfortunately very expensive. At $699 for the 2-device setup we tested, it is way more expensive than others. For comparison, you could buy a Google Nest Wi-Fi setup with a maximum of 5 Wi-Fi points that it supports for the same. There isn't a way to justify this cost, except perhaps where the market is positioning Wi-Fi 6 systems. Number 4. Netgear Orbi Wi-Fi System, RBK50, AC3000. While the Netgear Orbi Wi-Fi System, RBK50, isn't the most recent or speedy model in Netgear's current hardware lineup, it does offer several interesting features. With each node containing Harman/Kardon speakers, it can be used to stream audio to any room where a node has been placed, although a mid-range Bluetooth speaker streaming content from your smartphone or computer will likely provide superior audio quality. Setting up the RBK50 is completed entirely using a free iOS/Android companion app. Number 5. Linksys MX10 VeloX. The Linksys Velopax is composed of two Linksys MX10 routers, imposing white towers with a single LED on top. At just under 10 inches tall, they look like a pair of cubist sculptures. That might be fine if you live in an art gallery, but it doesn't blend in well with most home decors, especially with several network cables poking out of the back of the case. Although they stand out, we found the installation process pretty low-key. Just plug one of the routers in and connect to your modem and then, run the Linksys app and step through the install process. The app uses Bluetooth to detect the router, so you don't even have to enter a long product name or code. When the second router is ready to go, you just plug it in and run the app again. The process of connecting the two to form the mesh is handled by the app. The two identical routers also offer 4 gigabit Ethernet ports that can be used to connect non-Wi-Fi devices, even across the mesh network. Connect a non-Wi-Fi device to the second router and it behaves as if it was wired into the network directly. The same, easy-to-use app allows you to monitor the mesh, prioritize traffic from certain devices, create a separate guest network, and other admin tasks.